questions.
Yeah. I mean, first, just congrats to Memphis. They did a great job. They came out swinging the bats, you know, a little bit different than the way they had done it lately. Just a lot more aggressive and, you know, pounded the ball around the park the first, you know, 5 or 6 innings. So you just got to tip your cap to them. You know, I'm proud of our guys just because we kept competing and we had some opportunities to score runs, and we just had too many poor at bats in moments where we needed to have good at bats. And whether it was, you know, I'm not sure if it was trying to do too much, and it was, I don't know. I mean, it's tough before you can go back and look at the video to see what kind of pitches we swung at, but we had a lot of chances to score, and we just didn't put together good at bats, and we just, you know, just struggled in those situations. You know, again, in the last inning, proud of the guys. Putting runs up and giving us a chance to have the tying run at third base with 1 out. And again, we just couldn't get the job done.
Let's just use the raise hand feature in the chat if you would. We'll start with our first question with Trace Trilko, please.
Coach, talk about Landon Gartman's performance, pitcher for Memphis, and how you guys handled him today. Yeah,
you know, I thought that, I mean, he's been one of the best pitchers in the league all year. You know, he just is able to throw 3-4 pitches for strikes and throw them in any count, and comes from a tough angle and over the top. And, you know, again, I mean, we knew what to expect. You know, we had a great game plan, but again, I thought some guys got out of that game plan and just had some selfish at bats where, you know, again, where he likes to live away and throws a ton of off-speed pitches. You really got to be, you know, in the oppo gap and really try to use the entire field. When you look at the video over when he really got hit a lot, most, you know, 80% of his hits were backside. And, you know, and that was the game plan. We had some guys that just out in front and swinging like they're trying to hit pull side home runs, which was not the plan. And, you know, it's just tough. I mean, you get, you know, he wasn't nominated for a pitcher of the year. I would have voted for him. He was nominated for newcomer pitcher of the year. But I mean, he's been one of the best guys in our league all year. And shoot, I think he's got 1 loss since 8th grade. So, you know, a tough guy to beat, but we had opportunities, had some guys on and chances, and we just didn't put together any good at bats in those situations.
I believe that's Mitch Davis. You have the next one.
Coach, obviously watching on the laptop here, but what kind of was going on there at the last second there between both teams? It seemed like was a little jawing back and forth. Do you know exactly what happened and what led to that?
I mean, the umpire just said Kohler was a little too excited and screaming into our dugout. So, I mean, I'd probably scream too if we won the game. So.
Okay, we'll go next to Bryson Turner, please.
Hi, Coach. I just wanted to ask about the status of Andrew Sundin. We saw him after he legged out that single. He kind of limped back to the dugout a little bit. Just want to ask if he's okay and how things are looking with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine. He just obviously was just trying to beat out the throw and did a great job. And obviously with his knee just not feeling great, reaching for the bag, just kind of, just felt it, but nothing bad. I mean, but that was the tying run. And in that situation, and if Lex hits a ball in the gap, we got to score in that situation. And if Andrew Sundin was 100% healthy, I would have still pinch run for him in that situation, because he's just not very fast. So.
Back to Trace Twilko for the next one, please.
Coach, are you encouraged by how your team rallied there in the 9th, and what was your message to them after the game?
I didn't get a chance to talk to him after the game just because we got to get out of the dugout and stuff to get the other team in there for the next game. So I am proud of them. I mean, to come back and fight and score, 3 runs in the last 2 innings and give us a chance. I mean, I thought it was great. I wish we could have had tougher at-bats there in those last couple ones. And then again, I thought offensively, we just didn't do very much in the middle innings. And so I wish we had tougher at-bats there as well. And we played the same way that we did in those last 2 innings. If we played all 9 innings like that, would have been nice.
We'll take a couple more. Go back to Bryson Turner, please.
Coach, you made some quick switches on the pitcher's mound with taking out Santala and Crane, but Litchfield and Marlowe managed to stay in a little longer. Can you just comment on each of your pitchers' performances and what went into making those changes when you did?
Yeah, I mean, those last two guys did a great job. The first three were not very good. And again, but you got to tip your hat to Memphis. But we left 0-2 pitches down the middle. We were leaving, and it's tough because I haven't seen the video, but again, they came out aggressive and were able to hit balls hard. So I can't imagine that they were pitches that were on the corners. I just felt like we threw a lot of stuff over the heart of the plate. And just, again, those first couple of guys just didn't have their stuff today. So, obviously in these situations, playoff baseball, you're not going to let guys, wait it out and settle it in and do all that. And you got to get to the guy that you feel like is going to give you a chance. So you just keep throwing guys out there that you feel like, stuff is there. And, and again, some of it was matchups and left and right and situation we're trying to get double play and who's the best guy to do that. So, I mean, there was just a lot of different things that went into it. But obviously the first couple of guys just didn't pitch very well. And, until we got to really Litchfield, those two guys threw great and did their job and held them, and gave us a chance to try to score some runs and get back in the game. And they did, and they did. And you can't ask for more than those two guys to keep the score the same and give our offense a chance at the end.
Take the last one from Trace again, please.
Coach, after Friday's regular season foul, you talked about the importance of staying on the winner's side of this. Now you're backed against the wall a bit. How do you rally here, and who do you expect to start on Wednesday?
Yeah, super frustrating, obviously. Do all the things that we've done, especially with, overcoming everything from the injury side and, just put ourselves in a good situation and we just didn't show up today and play very well. So you just go out and try to survive in advance. You put all your chips in and there's no saving for the next game. You do everything you possibly can on Wednesday to try to win the game and try to get, a day off on Thursday. And, we're going to put a lot of strain on the arms now. But obviously, with everybody that's able to throw tomorrow, some guys can bounce back from today. We'll do everything that we can. I really haven't thought of a starter yet, so we've got to go back and figure that out. But whoever it is, we'll let them go as much as we possibly can, but and coach it the same way that we did today and trying to win the game. And who's ever got good enough stuff to go up there and try to get us out, so we'll have them ready.
Coach Lovelady, thank you. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Okay, joined now by Memphis head coach Darren Schoenrock. Coach, thanks for giving us a few minutes. If you just begin with an opening statement on the game, and then we'll go to questions.
Well, really, really good college baseball game. There were some answer back innings. There were some momentum shifts. Gartman battled the heat and did what he's been doing most of the year for us and gave us a chance. And then I think when we put together the two big innings, it let us relax a little bit, but we knew he was going to run out of gas, and luckily our pen found a way to hold it.
We'll take questions for Coach Schoenrock, please. Use the raise hand feature in the chat if you have one. And we'll start with Brian Moss, please.
Hey, Coach, if you could talk a little bit more about Gartman's performance, not only, today, but, earlier in the year. I mean, he played against, UCF, had that incredible win, 6 strikeouts then. I think he had 6 strikeouts again today. What is about him and his matchup against the Knights?
Well, first of all, the Knights they're tough to strike out, and they do a good job with 2 strikes. Sometimes when Gart gets his secondary pitches going, he can eat up a lot of strikeouts, and that's kind of elevated the pitch count. He created some soft contact today, and we made a couple of plays on some hard hit balls. But I think some of the early count outs that we got in the middle part of the game kind of helped us get him to the, through 7 innings. So. He's a tough guy to sit on a pitch with. He throws 2-0 changeups and 2-0 breaking balls, and he'll expand his zone with fastballs ahead in the count. He's just he's been that way all year for us. He's just tough to get real comfortable in the box against.
And just to follow up on that, how important is it to win this first game to have that day off for tomorrow?
Well, it's very important because obviously. to move on past this tournament, we have to win it. And as do most teams, probably everybody in the league, maybe with the exception of ECU, I think they're in good shape. But so we're all kind of playing with the idea of trying to stay out of that loser's bracket, firing every bullet you can, because now we get some guys a day off. We get some bullpen arms a day off. Maybe we can get Dalton Kendrick back sharp. So it's going to take that. It would have been really, really tough for us to get through this thing, being down a few arms like we are, to get through a tournament without winning game one. So that's a huge win for us.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Other questions for Coach? I'll throw the next one at you, Coach. You had 27 at-bats with a runner on base in the game. Yeah. How important was it to, or how much of a factor was it that, just having, guys putting pressure on the defense? And
that was exactly right, Chuck. The pressure at bats, if we can get our lineup in a position as old as we are, there's 5 fifth-year seniors playing that have a lot of college at bats under their belt. When you ask a pitcher to navigate through that in heat of the moment situations, RBI situations, our terminology all year was keep getting guys on base because the dam's going to break, and that's the way we played this year. We've won a lot of games because of our offense is pretty balanced 1 through 9. You saw Blake Daniels in the 9-hole have a really, really big day for us, and he's led off for us. He's hit different parts of the order. Once the game starts, our lineup kind of can play at any moment where we have a table setter followed by situational and RBI guys throughout the lineup. So, and that's because of our age. That's because of our experience we have.
And then the last one I'll ask is, you just walk through the 9th inning, if you would, the bottom of the 9th, where you kind of get some trouble and then work out of it.
Yeah, I had to almost go for some. I don't take blood pressure medicine, but I was hunting for some in the dugout. Dalton wasn't sharp. Kendrick, he's been our go-to guy all year, and we felt like at that moment we wanted, Blake's a sinker ball guy. He keeps the ball on the ground. Our infield defense has been really good. We just put they said, let's just try to put the ball on the ground here now, keep it out of the air, and it worked out for us. But you got to credit UCF, coming back, and especially with Dalton was bringing power. They did a really, really good job laying off some tough pitches and to get that traffic started. And then it was, we had to get Blake in the game, get the sinker ball guy in the game. He induced a ground ball that Swanberg made a good play on. They didn't run down angle on that. I felt really good after that. I like the matchup with McCabe. He's one of their best hitters, but I thought, okay, I feel better in this moment now than I did with 1 out. So, but credit Blake for coming in there and just staying under control and pitching down in the zone when he had to.
And we'll take the final question from Bryson Turner, please.
Hi, Coach. I just wanted to ask you, how important was it for your team to knock out those first 2 night's relief pitchers, and what exactly about them allowed them to be able to do that as quick as they did?
This time of the year, we've seen guys, and they've seen us. Coach Green had a great plan of attack with how they're going to try to attack hitters, and sometimes you can have a great plan of attack with a young guy, and they still get out of themselves, out of who they are. Again, I think it goes back to the experience that our guys have. When we give them a scouting report and give them a plan of how they're going to be attacked, they can lay off pitches and they can look for certain parts of the zone and certain stuff. And that's how we're able to get those 2 relievers out, was our approach and our plan of attack allowed us to do that. And again, it's just crediting experienced players in the lineup.
Coach, thanks for the time tonight. We'll see you back on Thursday.
Thank you, guys.
Right.